Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and welcome to episode 0 of Story Souls. So, for anyone who's been here for a while will know, I run a metal guitar gear based YouTube channel. For the most part, that's what this has been. And in large part, it will continue to be that. However, honestly, there's just not a whole bunch of stuff coming out that I feel like I want to spend money on to, get for the channel. And just due to a number of things, I just find myself wanting to share more of the things that are like super important to me with the YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know, I am a huge gamer, and Dark Souls and the From Software games really they kind of ruined other games for me. Because right now, with Elden Ring, their newest game that's coming out sometime in February, I'm kind of going through this weird, depressive state in that these games are so good and so appealing to me that others just really don't do it. There's a significant gap in terms of the joy that these games bring me, particularly the first time you go through it versus other games. And right now, because I'm really wishing that Elden Ring was already out, and it's not, I'm for the first time messing with a mod here, the Convergence, which you can see on screen here. So a lot of what I'm going to be seeing as I go through this is going to be new stuff to me. But that said, that's kind of not going to be the focus of this series. I also just want to get into kind of talking and just kind of doing like a podcast type of deal, where I go into some things and tell some stories and just, share some of my life experience. So, like I said, this is episode 0. This is kind of the pilot episode. Denise is actually going to be involved with this, at least sometimes. Hopefully more than she's not. But we tried to shoot this morning already, and there were some issues with it. So I decided I'm going to do a pilot episode by myself so that I don't, waste any more of her time in terms of her recording and then just not being able to use stuff. But let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna start a new game here. I'm gonna skip that intro cinematic there. These games, the story is very much important in them, but they are intentionally kind of hard to follow as well. And I'm definitely not an expert on them, as much as I love them. What class? So this mod is a whole bunch of classes that I've never experienced. I'm thinking I want to do a intelligence faith build. This looks kind of promising. I don't want to do blood. I want to actually do spell. Ooh, perfect. Go with that. Alright. Sweet. But yeah, huge fan of these games. I've, for a long time, felt like I wanted to maybe make long-form content and kind of try to explain just how much these games mean to me and why they're so important to me and why I think that they're so good. Oftentimes when people talk about the From Software games, Dark Souls, Demon Souls and stuff, they really get stuck on... Or not even when they talk about it, when they hear about it, about the games, they get stuck on this idea of difficulty, and that the games are just super difficult. And that kind of bothers me, because although to some extent it's true, yeah, the games are challenging, that's not the coolest thing about them. That's not all that they are. A good friend of mine, Danny. Hi Danny, hope you're watching this one day. She loves RPGs and action games and stuff, but I think she kind of has a bit of some trepidation going on in terms of just heeding my recommendation to give these games a try. And I know she's not alone in that. There's a lot of people that are just nervous to try these games or think they won't like it just because they're difficult. And I think that sucks because these games just do a lot of things a lot better than the competition. Their world building is amazing. The combat is good. So I think the mechanics of the combat is like the main thing that makes it hard for me to really enjoy other games on the same level as I enjoy these. Particularly in that, hey, when you lose, or when you get hit even, it's 9 times out of 10 your fault in one way or another. Like, yeah, you messed up, and you are going to pay the consequences for that. And I think that turns some people off. To me, I really like it. It speaks to a sense of accountability, which is, important in my life, and it's probably something that we're going to talk about as we go through this series. Like, accountability is super important. It's like, hey, I am also a believer in grace and mercy and everything. I've benefited from grace and mercy, but at the same time, our choices are ours to make. Like, nobody can make choices for us, and the decisions that we make and the actions we take, it's on us to reap the rewards and the to reap the good and the bad that comes from what we do. And yeah, it's very meta, but to me, the Dark Souls games really emphasize that. It's like, hey, you messed up. And that's just how it is. The cynic in me kind of believes that that's also part of why some people don't like to play these games. It's like, no, I just want things to be easy and just, yeah. And I mean, that's fine. Sometimes I enjoy games like that too, but it's like, honestly, something like this where something's ostensibly on the line, not really nothing's on the line, you just, go back and try again. And that's the other thing that's important. Go back and try again. You learn you should be learning every time you die. These games aren't really, you can get through it without being like super mechanically good at these games. See, like right there, I wasn't paying attention. Like, I was like, ooh, item. Guy comes and hits me. I should have probably checked that first. And I know that, but this is a little different for me because I'm playing and talking at the same time, which is definitely not something I'm used to doing, particularly in this type of game. But it's okay. Hopefully I'll get better with that as we go. But yeah. I do kind of want to focus on my love for this series on today and talk about this just a little bit. But overall, this is not going to be like the main topic of discussion for these videos. I really want to talk about life and love and happiness and introversion, extroversion, just the things that matter to me. Like, me and Denise have like really good, deep conversations, and we had a great conversation on that first episode that we recorded. But like I said, I just wasn't happy with the audio quality of it. The game was up too loud. It just wasn't going to be great. But yeah, definitely looking forward to pulling her in for another episode. And it's funny. So, like I said, this is a mod. It's changed a whole bunch of stuff about Dark Souls 3. I'm pretty good at Dark Souls 3 itself at this point. But, as you'll see in a few minutes, they changed the first boss. Ouch. They changed the first boss in this mod, and he was wrecking me while I was in here talking to Denise. It wasn't until I let Denise kind of talk and I just listened that I was able to freaking beat this daggone thing. I'm sure it's gonna Shrek me again, but that'll be okay. Like I said, that's part of the process. Like, people are like, oh, you're just gonna, I don't want to keep dying and stuff. It's like, bro, it's a game. You come right back to life. Excuse me. And yeah, it's very easy for me to say that now, but I was also a big fan of like the first Dark Souls game, obviously. And going back and trying to play that, you realize, oh yeah, they definitely refined their formula. It's like, yeah, in like the first game, you would die and the path to get back to where you were would be horrible. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'll get it. But yeah, they've cleaned up a whole lot of that stuff. So now, usually when you die, it's not like a crazy long walk to get back to where you were going or anything. And it's fine. It's just part of the game. It's no huge deal whatsoever. Alright, let me attempt to focus on this boss just a little bit and see if I can beat it. Entirely possible that I won't. I was surprised they put this enemy here as a... This is a normal, like, mini-boss type of enemy that you see later on in the game. And it's always hard. And this character doesn't start with a shield, so I'm like... This is rough. Woo! Back up. This is a good chance to get some damage in. Ouch, got greedy. Ooh. Come on, ho. That was kind of greedy. Ooh, ooh. Back up. Get in there. Alright, there we go. That's what I wanted. So, this game definitely does award aggression far more than the older ones used to. Stuff like that stagger right there. Oh, yes. Oh, no! Alright. We're doing alright here. Ooh! Bro, camera. Not great. Okay. Come on. Don't do anything stupid. Do normal stuff. Alright. Yes, do that. Alright, come on. Ooh. Bad. Oh, come on. Come on. Whoa. Oh. Nervous. Ooh, come on, Dad. Ooh, let's go. Alright, sweet. Yeah. Sometimes it just takes, you know, a little concentration. You can get through the things. But yeah, these games are often very much about learning enemy patterns and all that sort of stuff. Particularly when you're playing without a shield. As this class, like I said, started without a shield. When you do have a shield, oftentimes it can be more about just being aware of your surroundings and how much stamina you have left, so you can block attacks and then retaliate from there, and everything's fine. When you can't block, it's all about recognizing patterns and knowing when to press your evade button, which has plenty of invulnerability frames. It actually feels like they may have added some invulnerability frames in this mod, or they made that boss's hitboxes better, because there were definitely a few times where I felt like I should have got hit, but I didn't. Not complaining, though. Alright. But yeah. So it took me a lot longer to get here last time when I was talking to Denise. I'm going to have to get better at talking and playing at the same time. Listening and playing is kind of hard too, especially when you have such a great conversationalist as my wife. Speaking of my wife. Oh, so what we were talking about, or trying to talk about, we got a little off topic, was, you know, introversion and finding love and everything as a nerd or a geek and an introvert. In some manner of speaking, you can apply all of those words that I just used to both of us, although we're very different in how our nerdiness and introversion manifests itself. Denise is like a useful nerd, you know. She's a she loves chemistry, and that's what she does, and you know, it's her job. She loves it. It's great. Me, I like playing video games and stuff. It's like, sure, yeah, I'm a computer science major and all that, and I work in IT, but that's not really the stuff that I like enjoy delving into and doing. Like I enjoy it as a job, and that's kind of the extent of it. I'm somewhat jealous of her situation in that regard. But we make it work. And we've been making it work, and we will continue to make it work. But yeah, so for those of you that didn't know, I met Denise on a dating app. So my first assignment in the military, my first real assignment in the military was in Afghanistan. I had a little, we'll save that story for another day. There was a girlfriend or something out there, but that's whatever. Eventually I realized, okay, I would like to get married after this experience. Like, I always knew I wanted to get married, but Afghanistan really helped me get very, very serious about seeking to get married, you know? And what does that look like? Again, as an introvert, I tend to wonder how more extroverted people look at stuff like this. It's like, sure, they go out and stuff. I don't really like club or anything like that. I don't go very many places, honestly. I don't go many places where I would meet people. I generally actively seek to not meet people. That's somewhat true. I like going places where I know I'm surrounded by similar interests. So, like, I'm also really big into fighting games. So, like, me and Denise went to Evo together. Actually, I proposed to her at Evo. I met some cool people there. People who are into fighting games, great. People here on the YouTube channel who are into, you know, guitar, metal, hopefully eventually Dark Souls and stuff. Super cool to meet those folks and talk to them. But in general, just like moving through life, I'm not great about wanting to interact with people and stuff. It's just not how I work. My battery is charged by being to myself more than anything. Burning the sky up here. So this mod is all about magic, and they made magic a lot more viable. Your focus points, that blue bar up there, doesn't normally regenerate like this. I'm definitely looking to apply more magic to my playstyle here. But yeah, dating app. So I was in Afghanistan. I paid to get on the app Plenty of Fish. At the time, my whole goal in doing that was because I was like I said, hey, I've decided I want to do what I can to meet my future spouse, you know, and see what that's going to look like. And I figured a dating app is the place to do that because it eliminates some of the problems that an introvert is going to, well, that me as an introvert was going to have in terms of, okay, how am I supposed to meet this person, a potential partner? That's step number one. Step number two, how am I supposed to approach them? Like, that's scary to me as an introvert. It's like, I don't want to just go randomly talk to somebody. That sounds horrible. Hello. Yeah. It sounds terrible. It's like, I don't want to do that. Ooh, this was not normally here. So yeah, dating app ended up going that direction. So I paid for Plenty of Fish while I was still in Afghanistan because that lets you set your location of where you're looking for matches. So I knew where I was going to follow in Afghanistan, Fort Meade in Maryland. So I set my location to that area and had it search from there. Ooh, who or what are you? Target dummy. That's helpful. But yeah, I met up with Denise. Oh, wow, you cheeky bastards. That's so good. Thank you for doing that. You can normally, like, kind of run up this tree and jankily jump to this. They just added a pathway. That is so nice of them. But yeah, changed my location to Fort Meade. Eventually matched with Denise, and like I said, it was great. So just a piece of advice as we head towards closing here. it was awesome because I just put as much of myself into my bio as I could, you know? Like, it was not going to be a secret that, I like to play video games. I play guitar. I'm kind of nerdy in that way, you know? But at the same time, I tried to emphasize the fact that, hey, I'm not boring, you know? Like, for a time, I I convinced myself that I was, a boring guy. I was like, no, like I do more than most people do. I've always, not always, but nowadays I do more than a lot of the people who were around me that were considered cool do. Like I do a lot of stuff. So I tried to capture that on my profile and indicate that, hey, yeah, I'm very much a nerd at heart, but at the same time, I'm not, like this isn't all I do. I know how to handle myself in public. I may not, like to be out in social situations like that, but you don't have to worry about me being in a social situation and me being horribly awkward or anything. And that's something that can be worked on. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses and stuff. So if you are one of those horribly, horribly awkward people, it's okay. Don't stress about it too much. If you want to fix it, you can fix it. I'm probably going to die from this fall. But they gave me a fall control potion. I'm probably not going to use this anywhere. No, it's fine. Let's just fall. I lived. Sweet. Woo. Alright, Firekeeper, what up? She levels you up and all that stuff. I leveled up at a bonfire. They added that, huh? Oh, this is definitely gonna be fun. Alright, that's done. And with that, I think we've got a first episode here. So yeah. Oh, wait. Dag. No, let's keep going. I didn't even get to the point. Yeah, I met Denise. Well, we both liked each other on the app. That was another feature of paying for the app. It lets you get more understanding of the people who are interested in you. So, once I saw that Denise was interested, we started messaging back and forth, and eventually we went on a date, and it was just great. It was like some of the most stress-free stuff that I've ever experienced, and it's just been awesome ever since. Like, I know that I found the right person for me, honestly, and yeah, we could probably talk about this together. I definitely believe that there are multiple right people for every person. The soulmates thing, I'm like, if anybody watches You on Netflix, that line, you choose your soulmate, that resonated with me. It's like, yeah, I do pretty much believe that. They have to choose you back. You can be in a one-way soulmate relationship with somebody. That's probably not the most healthy thing in the world, but it's been done. But yeah, it was super easy. We were able to eliminate a lot of the initial awkwardness that happens when you first meet somebody, just because we messaged back and forth for like somewhere between 3 weeks to a month and a half before we actually met, and it was just super smooth and simple. We watched fireworks on Fort Meade, and we had a great date. And it wasn't long after that until she basically moved in with me, and we've been together since. Man, we were in our little one-bedroom apartment in Fort Meade, and we've lived in her parents' basement. We've upgraded since then. Now I finally have a room to myself as a studio. She has her office in there. It's pretty great. And hopefully, a goal for this series is definitely to kind of talk to you all about some of those things from my perspective that I think can help lead you to success and happiness. And I say success and happiness, but what is success but the act of being happy? That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, happiness, being happy and generating happiness for those around you and those whose lives you can touch. To me, that's what's most important in life. That's the meaning of life. But yeah, hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, hopefully treat it as like kind of a podcast. please feel free to let's have a conversation in the comment section. I'm totally down for that. If you guys have any topics or anything that you'd like me and Denise to discuss, please let us know and we'll touch on them. If not on the next episode, on the episode after that. But yeah, you guys take care. Bye bye.